is Yakovana. I'm assistant professor in the Department of Educational Research and Administration in the Crimmins School of Education. I'm one of two instructors that teach EAD 269, which is the culminating course in the master's program in educational administration. This course wraps up everything students need to learn and be able to do as school administrators. The course ends with a capstone assignment which portrays the student's ability to lead a school community to greater depths for student learning and to increase students' educational opportunities and achievement in our valley. My quest to redesign the course came from my dissatisfaction with the way the course was taught. Rather than move away from teaching it, I chose to redesign it. The course essentially has 4 embedded fieldwork assignments and 6 signature assignments. Several of the assignments combine into a culminating experience of a mock interview for an administrative position. Local Valley leaders come to the university and graciously interview our students for them to have this culminating experience. While the assignment outcomes and their alignment to the SOAP are well designed and thoughtful, the way the assignments are designed is outdated and laborious for both the students and the instructors. Essentially, for all assignments, students just write a paper. My experience with teaching the course led me to believe that students were not gaining maximum learning, but rather treated the assignments just as a checklist trying to get through them. Course redesign gives us the potential to take the assignments and have the students complete them in integrated and updated ways through Blackboard using Web 2.0 tools, YouTube, and Google Drive and Google Documents. I was lucky enough to get to be part of the Summer Innovations Academy to support my work in this redesign. Thank you. Now that I've given you the reasons for my inspiration to my course redesign, let me give you some of the details. There are 4 components to the course redesign that align to the principles of universal design that I learned about in the Summer Innovations Academy. First, universal design has 3 primary principles. I'm going to be focusing my redesign on Principle 1 and Principle 2, providing multiple means of representation and providing multiple means of action and expression. You can see here under Guideline 3, providing options for comprehension, that I'm going to be focusing on providing processing, visualization, and manipulation, and helping students maximize their transfer of information and generalizing their learning from the classroom to their jobs as future administrators. Another area is Guideline 5, providing options for expression and communication. I'm going to be focusing the redesign on multiple tools for construction, composition. Additionally, the redesign will tap into different levels of rigor in the classroom. Rigor level is determined by Webb's depth of knowledge. In 1997, Webb developed a process and a criteria to systematically analyze alignment between standards and standardized assessments. While we don't have standards in higher education, we do have course outcomes, and I'm going to use this model to analyze the task rigor. The depth of knowledge model analyzes the cognitive demand of standards and activities and assessment tasks. I will be able to look through this model at the cognitive demand of what I've been asking them to do in the course, and then increasing that cognitive demand through the course redesign. Webb's depth of knowledge has 4 levels. The first level is recall and reproduction. The second level is skills and concepts. The third level is short-term strategic thinking. And the fourth is extended thinking. You can see the levels on this pie chart. Level 1 sits at the top of the pie chart, is focused on recall. To the right, level 2 focuses on skills and concepts. Toward the bottom, level 3, strategic thinking. And to the left, Level 4 is extended thinking. The majority of the assignments before course redesign were focused at Webb's depth of knowledge level 2, skills and concepts, and I'm wanting to move those to level 4, extended thinking. Notice that extended thinking includes analyze, creating, synthesizing, and applying concepts. Or I have done this by looking at the assignments and making a plan for change. Before redesign, there were 4 embedded fieldwork assignments with a written paper. There were also 3 additional papers in reflections. There was a mock interview experience that included a virtual experience online of an on-demand writing assessment for an interview and the production and presentation of a resume and philosophy of education. Additionally, in this course, there's a capstone assignment, and there are 7 discussion board posts based on chapter readings. After the redesign, the assignments are going to be changing. While the base of the assignment is going to be the same, how the students are producing the work is going to change, and the work is now going to be presented through an e-portfolio. Additionally, they will be adding writing reflections in their e-portfolio about their learnings from the other assignments they have, and they will be presenting their e-portfolio in their mock interview and adding their resume and philosophy of education to the e-portfolio. The capstone assignment will remain the same in this course as it was already at Webb's depth of knowledge level 3, and it was a short-term analysis project. And then I am going to be changing the discussion board post to a journal so that I can see their learning and reflection over time through the reading. So the redesign focus is around work assignments and instructional delivery. The work assignments are going to focus on the e-portfolios and on online journals. The instructional delivery is also going to change. The class before met for 7 sessions, with 4 of those sessions filled with guest speakers, and the last session being the mock interview. This did not give enough time for the instructor to be in front of working with the students. This is now going to change to a flipped classroom in 4 areas, which previously involved the guest speakers: finance, law, discipline, and human resources. The students are going to watch videos created by the guest speakers in these areas at home and then come to class for a seminar, preferably with the guest speaker from the video Skyped in for questions and further discussion. The implementation timeline for this project course redesign is in summer 2013 to create the ePortfolio template and use the new Blackboard site to create a useful and engaging online resource. I am waiting for JoLynn Blake to come back from the ePortfolio conference she's been to learn what I need to do to use the new ePortfolios that are going to be available to us at Fresno State. In August, I'm going to be inviting our previous guest speakers to help me by creating videos of themselves talking about their work in each of the 4 content areas. In September, I will be launching this site, the Blackboard site, for students as a resource for them to front load their learning. And the course launches on October 9th and finishes after 7 weeks at the end of November. I've learned a lot through the course redesign, and I'm really looking forward to trying the ePortfolio, to working with guest speakers, creating flipped classrooms, and also to learn from students what works best for them as they go deeper with their learning and use a virtual experience to deepen and widen their scope and their abilities.